Bass drum pounding repeatedly. Anyone? Sign me up. Anyway, if I do that, can I please have a signed contract from Target? Because Imagine Dragons were somehow able to do this. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, that's okay. It doesn't actually hit people right away. The idea that this gimmick is played so much in their favor is a huge understatement. Imagine Dragons are a well-loved band. I'll give them that. They were able to pull off a formula that's been done so many times before while making it their own individual style with the huge amount of drumming that happens from the bass drum in the middle of the stage from the lead singer. I'm not just making this up. Seriously, it happens. So, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get to my opinion of Imagine Dragons in a second, but I want to give you some history on the band. They're an actual American rock band. They're from Las Vegas, and they gained exposure following Night Visions, which isn't actually true, though, because what really happened was there was an EP. They put out a bunch of EPs before that nobody knew about, but the EP I'm talking about is the one they put out right around the time they started to get known, where It's Time and Radioactive were on. It's about a 6-song EP. You know the one. It just happened to be this really big deal because everyone saw this EP and thought this was going to be the best new thing ever. And seriously, the hype beyond this album was one of the biggest I've ever seen. So right around that time was when people started to pay attention. But in the early days, they formed in 2008. It was lead singer Dan Reagans, Andrew Tolman at Brigham Young University, where they were both students. Tolman recruited the longtime high school friend Dwayne Wing Sermon, who actually graduated from Berklee College of Music. Tolman later recruited his wife, Brittany Tolman, to sing backup and play keys. Sermon then recruited another Berklee musical student, Ben McKee, to join the band and complete the lineup. They gathered a huge following in their hometown of Prodi, Utah, and the band members moved to Las Vegas, the hometown of Dan Reynolds. The band recorded and released their first 3 EPs from this area. Not the one I'm talking about. We'll get there. The first one is called Imagine Dragons, and then Hell in Silence, followed by the third one, It's Time, which they made before finally signing onto a record deal. Their big breakout, though, came when Train's frontman fell sick just prior to Bite of Las Vegas Festival in 2009. Imagine Dragons were called in last minute to fill in and perform to a crowd of 26,000 people. Man, talk about stepping up to the major leagues. The local accolades, including that, have Best CD of 2011, Best Indie Band of 2010, Las Vegas Newest Must-See Act. I mean, they go on and on because they signed huge amounts of hype, and that alone, they signed Interscope Records and began working with English Grammy-winning producer Alex da Kid. Alex da Kid. Eventually, Tolmans would leave the group, and Daniel Politzman would be invited from Ben McKee prior to signing onto the major record label. Imagine Dragons worked closely with them in the Wakes Lake Recording Studios of California, and an EP called Continued Silence came out. This EP had 6 songs on it. We'll get to that in a second. From there, they went on to make an MTV Music Award in the Best Rock category, It's Time, and that was certified a double platinum single. Not even kidding. The band finished recording Night Visions in the summer of 2012 in Studio X at Palms Casino Resort. The released album in the United States the day after Labor Day. It peaked at number 2 on the 200 chart, and within the first week of sales had 83,000 sold. It's the highest charting for a rock debut since 2006. Seriously, it is. I believe that debut in 2006, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Vampire Weekend, who had a big following before they ever released an album as well. The album also reached number 1 on the Billboard Alternative Rock Album, as well as the top 10 Australian, Canadian, so on. It was huge everywhere. It won an award for Best Rock Album. It won Grammys. It won everything. Radioactive became the number 1 single for so long. It spent 87 weeks on the Hot 100. Yeah. From there, they went on to have 3 more singles. It's Time, another song you'll hear about, as well as Demons, the 3rd single, and On Top of the World was the last single that they put out. Seriously, a lot of huge songs came off that album, those 4 specifically. They played everywhere, toured everywhere, and were huge for a long time and still are. After that, they started working on Smoke and Mirrors at the end of the tour. They joked about the end of Night Vision cycle, saying that we're always riding on the road. The second album will come unless we die at the age of 27 next year. Hopefully we don't die and the second album won't come till then. The idea behind The second studio album was dubbed as New Year's Resolution. Way to create music and finish. It's interesting, though, because this is a huge formula for them. We get to that far and we end up having this album released recently. Alright, so Imagine Dragons. The reason I have an issue with them is because they're the redefinition of a buzz band. Yes, this is a fact. But this rode into popularity on the back of 4 hits. That's it. 4 hits. You may think you like other songs, and maybe you do personally. Most people only like those 4 songs. They're like, oh, but the album's so good. What else do you like aside from those 4 songs? It's Time, Radioactive, Demons, and On Top of the World. 4 songs. Just those 4. Seriously. Most of those people heard Continued Silence and were blown away. It only had 6 songs on it, so it made it seem like this was like the next big, huge thing because it was hit, 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 hit. All 4 of those songs were on that album, as well as 2 of the better songs from the new album. And when the debut album came out, it was one of the most hyped of the year. It arrived and it blew up. Seriously, people would never stop talking about it. But try listening to the album without those 4 songs. Or the new one without the idea that those existed before it. Also, their really only interesting idea is their huge gimmick. They are known to go way overboard with drums and background vocals. What happens is the singer puts a giant drum set in the middle of the front stage and he beats the living hell out of it repeatedly. That's the big thing he does. And they do it a lot. On every one of the hits, as well as most of the songs, and every song during a live performance. It's cool. It looks cool. It's remembered very well, and people know that's their thing. However, it's not hard to do. It's not like he's hitting out super hard drum melodies. He's got a giant mallet and a giant drum, and he's pounding the crap out of it. Just hitting things. Like, a trained monkey could do that. But people don't care because it's just so dang flashy that it just works. Alright, so let's start this off. We're going to go through this album and pay attention to how many times they focus with the chorus and enunciate how powerful the chorus is with the giant pounding bass drums. So let's go into this. The first one is called Shots. It's the first song on the album. It's the lead single. It's the one Target has the giant commercial ad with. It's everything. It's this huge song about a breakup. Pretty much it. It's really catchy, though. Honestly, one of the better songs on the album, and I have to admit that it gets stuck in my head because it's just so catchy. It is. The radio will eat it up. But does the band even know what they're doing here? Maybe not. Who cares? Does he does he bang the drum? A little. Not as much as you think, but a little. Check the choruses in the music video if you don't believe me. He bangs the drum. The next song is called Gold. It's a pop song about having everything you want and everything you touch turning to gold. Just how the success has been so great that they think that everything they've done now is that good. Which is wonderful until you start to think about what they're actually saying. Do you realize what they just said? Because it's gold as in gold records and money. Pretty much saying that no matter what they make, you're going to buy it. Because that's what they do. It's like their curse. He just kind of insulted you in a way, right? I mean, it's kind of a leap, but not too huge of one. He's saying that you'll buy any of his crap no matter what it sounds like. To me, personally. Does he bang the drum? Yes, he bangs the drum throughout the entire song. Next one, Smoke and Mirrors. It's another slow guitar pop power ballad. It's about not knowing whether it's a dream or just like one giant illusion. Smoke and Mirrors. Woo! Anyway, it's pretty much shell shock. It's about shell shock and fame and success. Does he bang the drum slowly? Not till the cymbal crashes at the very end. But yes he does. The next song is called I'm So Sorry, and as a hard rock fan, this one hurts me because it's just a really, just such a phoned-in attempt to try and recreate the heavier sound of Radioactive. It just doesn't hit home at all. It's their first attempt to write a real rock song here on this album. It even has real guitar solos, and I don't know, out of nowhere guitar solos, let me add. It comes off as like a requirement more than a song. So, does he bang the drum? He bangs the shit out of the drum. The drum is dead. He killed the drum on this song. It is dead now. I Bet My Life. This is the second single on the album, and I'm sure you've heard it by now because it's everywhere. I bet my life. I bet my life. I bet my life on you. Seriously, this is about him letting his parents down, and they know that they chose a different life than they would have wanted them to choose. Again, it's super catchy, over-the-top pop song. It's going to be people's favorite song of the year. I just know it is. People love that kind of stuff. It's the next It's Time, let's be honest. But the song annoys the living hell out of me. I don't know why. I actually didn't mind the song It's Time, but it just does. It's once you notice the drum thing, it's so ridiculous how much they do it. Does he bang the drum? Yes. In the choruses. Always. It's over the top. I don't know. Next one is called Polaroid. Polaroid is a pop ballad, again, and it's my least favorite song on here. It really is. I mean, it's just terrible. The lyrics of the song, the music, everything. Didn't he just sing this entire topic and music and style and everything on I Bet My Life? Except this one's not as catchy and more annoying. Again, does he bang the drum? In the choruses. Again, yes. This is like the same song in an alternate version of I Bet My Life that isn't as good. Just saying it as I see it. Friction. Friction is the second song. Hard rock song, that is. And it starts off with this really weird Mid-Eastern sounding jam. I have to admit, it's kind of fun. I can't not like it. It's just so ridiculous, but it's fun ridiculous. You know, it's like Dr. Seuss stories where the pictures are just as insane as you'd expect them to be. It's ridiculously over the top, yes, but it's fun and it sounds good, okay? I mean, that's it. Does he bang the drum? Indeed he does. Extremely loudly every time. It Comes Back to You is a super cheesy pop filler song. The guitar literally carries the entire song. Does he bang the drum? Surprisingly, no. He leaves that to the drummer. What? The next one is called Dreams. Or Dream. It's a piano ballad about hopes and dreams. Ha, the name. It's a synth pop song. It really is. It builds to an ending climax. Does he bang the drums? Towards the end in the choruses. Yes, he does. Trouble is a quick-paced synth pop song. However, this song is actually very well done. As much as I'd like to say I don't like it or pick it apart and beat the hell out of it like I have on some others, it's hard to because it's actually heartfelt, and they actually tried here. The words are fun, the choruses are fun. It's a full-on pop song with big drum-filled choruses, but, I mean, they did this one well. Does he bang the drum slowly? Are you paying attention? Yes, he does. Summer. This song starts off with guitar and clapping. In fact, this song uses clapping a lot to suit emphasis and actually drive the song. This song is a guitar-driven alt-rock song anthem. Surprised that it's like that? No, because that's what this album is. But it uses clapping so much. Does he bang the drum? Only if you count the goddamn clapping. Hopeless Opus. It's another power pop ballad. The song is another one of my least favorites on here. It's just trying way too hard to be cool with the endless remix cuts that come out of nowhere in this guitar solo. Literally, it's just like nothing, nothing. What are you doing? Shoving so much into one song. It's just, I get it. You don't have to beat us over the head with it. You want this to become a stadium sing-along. We're not that dumb. Don't force it down our throats. Does he bang the drum? No, he's too busy showboating on guitar. Gotta learn a new trick eventually. The Fall. The album's closer, it's led by synths before it comes on with one last banging the drum. Come on, he had to do it one more time, you know he did. Way more over the top pop dribble, here we come. This song has no message or really anything, it's just kind of so bland that it hurts. That's the truth. Does he bang the drum? For the love of God, yes! The problem here isn't that they're actually terrible, or with any real controversy to make you not want to listen to them. They've done something that a million artists have done before them. So it's not like they're the only people that are guilty of this. I mean, they had some huge songs that even I liked on their first album, but the rest was filler, even then. This album will sell millions of copies no matter what anybody says, or does. And this band knows that. They know what they're doing. They know how to make pop rock songs that get people's attention. They may be the most bland, designatedly corporate band in America right now, but they're destined to be on the radio and be catchy. Of the songs I've heard, it's legitimately working. So, why would they stop now? They're selling out arenas. They're winning, I guess, right? I don't care for the music, and I probably won't, aside from those 4 songs, maybe Shots and Trouble. But they're definitely doing something right, I guess, if that's what they want. The gimmicks they use, many will follow them forever. Recommended songs, Shots, Trouble, and Friction, if you like that kind of hokey over-the-top thing. Otherwise, just Shots and Trouble. 2 out of 5. If you don't know why, you didn't listen to my review.